Independence Day is the day that celebrates our country's freedoms. So it's a bit ironic that the nation's tradition of fireworks and explosions during the holiday can cause stress to the very ones who ensure our freedom.
When I was in the first Gulf War, back in the 90s, we used to eat Fig Newtons all the time. So if I eat Fig Newtons or I can smell Fig Newtons, it makes me think of that.
Major Richard Eaton served in the 3rd Armored Division during Desert Storm and as an infantry company commander in Baghdad in 2006. He's now a captain on the St. Joseph Police Department. And while he still loves his Fig Newtons, the recall of his combat experience is a mild example of what some veterans experience on a very extreme level. Post-traumatic stress disorder is an emotional experience where triggers recall traumatic events. For combat veterans, this can include sounds of an explosion or gunfire, or even certain sights and smells.
And I think the traumatic things are just the things where you feel like you have no control over.
And during the 4th of July holiday, those triggers can recall tragedy.
Soldiers would take a lot of fire. We would take a lot of fire from buildings. We would see a lot of improvised explosive devices buried in the road. Sometimes we would see the people that were shooting at us, sometimes we wouldn't. We did lose some people in Baghdad.
While PTSD can't totally be cured, it can be managed. Cecilia Iboya Woods has been a clinical social worker at the Veterans Clinic in St. Joseph for 6 years. She coaches veterans to be aware of their surroundings and be aware of the moment.
They can stop them from fireworks. They can. So we teach about how to manage their own sense of reaction.
The healing process, according to Cecilia, is a holistic approach. She leads weekly classes at the clinic. There, veterans work through a variety of topics, from jobs to relationships, emotions, and attitudes.
We want our veterans to be aware there is help for them and help for their families. Here, based right here in St. Joe.
It sounds odd that we would be saying to someone, that they need to do something, and not instead of someone else, because probably they've given a lot of sacrifices.
But it can be managed to a point that they can begin to enjoy life with their families and their friends, and even enjoy their holiday with fireworks.
Julie Love, Fox 26, KNPN. Now, Captain Eaton does suggest that you check in your neighborhood and be sensitive to anyone that might be bothered by the celebrations. And for more information about the services offered at St. Joseph Community-Based Outpatient VA Clinic, just call the number on your screen.